Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel here at Seb's Garage. I was a little MIA during the holidays, got a little sick, got a little busy. I hope all of you had a great time with your friends and family during the holidays and that you're all already having a great new year. I am really psyched about the stuff that we'll be doing this year. I've got a bunch of really cool stuff planned and I'm very keen to take you along with and show you a great time. So we will start with getting the silver fit going. This thing's been tucked away for a couple of months. I've owned it for about 4 months or so and haven't really done anything to it. Last time you saw it, we put these fancy wheels from Black Car on it so we can kind of winterize the Black Car and just throw these on here for the time being since those still got to be picked up by Nick. And then you saw me do all of the LED lighting on the car. Shout out at Zito. Use the discount code SEBS15 if you are interested. I've also thrown on a fit vanity plate. Those are on the website if you're interested in the fit, Jazz, and Seb's Garage designs. So I've kind of been hoarding a bunch of parts for this car and ordered a ton of stuff during Black Friday, and I've still got stuff on the way. So let me put you on a tripod. We'll pop the trunk and I'll show you what's already gotten here, and we'll get started. All right, so like I said, I've been hoarding stuff for this, and we still got a bunch on the way. But the number one thing that I saw, well, other than excitement and people wanting to buy them, when I just posted about the Ganondorf mirrors, which I'll show you in a minute, adapter plates that I am making for these, is that the headlights look like crap. So we got new headlights, black housings, of course, to go on the car. Brand new in box, excited about those. We're gonna be ceramic coating those before they go on so that they last as nicely as possible for as long as possible. And of course, we are gonna outfit those headlights with the Road Manor projectors because I love these things. Fantastic upgrade, get yours. We also ordered a limited slip differential, which is gonna be awesome. A little bit different than the one that I have in the Black Car. But the transmission will have to come out of this car. I got a clutch on the way. I've got new bearings in case we need them. Also, something I've seen people ask about, rear beam bushings. We are going to be trying to fit some rear beam bushings on this car. There's no bolt-on upgrade for the first gen USDM car. There is for the Japanese version or overseas version. So we're gonna be trying that out. And definitely what I spent the most on, but one of the ones that I'm most excited about. Let me get this box out. It's pretty heavy. We've got a set of S3 coilovers. These are digressive valved, street track, so 8K front, 6K rear, and come with Swift springs. I am really excited to run these on the car. I think that they will do the car extremely well, and I've loved my K-Sports on the Black Car, but I wanted to kind of go up a bit in the fancy scale with this build. So I'm really excited to get these on and see how they do and tell you all about them. But let's get this on the lift and start tearing it apart. So if you've got a good eye or you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that I've got a bunch of blue tape over the mirror mount. Goes on the car, which now I have to take off and clean up and glue on and blah, blah, blah. We'll get to that eventually. But I have been making these. This is an aero mirror known as a Ganondorf. These are Grantadors, Fanadors, whatever you want to call them. They're knockoffs. These are copies made by GK Tech. And I have been developing this fancy adapter plate that takes this mirror from a door-mounted mirror, which has been a challenge, to something that resembles a pillar-mounted mirror. So it goes on there like that. And I think it looks great. It really follows the lines of the car. It will have double-sided tape to hold it up on the pillar here, and a little bit of foam to go against the glass, since this little quarter glass stays with the car when the door is opened. And yeah, I think these will be a really cool little upgrade. This is just a test file, that's why it's multiple colors and a little bit rougher looking. I ran out of filament making these. I printed so many of them to try to get it dialed that I went through kilos and kilos of filament. So I've got like 15 more kilos of filament coming in during, probably should be like end of the week. So I'm going to get some final prints done and then put them up on the site for you guys. I know you've shown me a lot of love, a lot of excitement over those over on Instagram and Facebook. So if you don't follow me on there, but you do on here on the YouTubes, then now you know. They'll be on the site pretty soon. But I do have a different mirror to throw on here, just a stock one, replacement from a junkyard car, just because this one, the case was broken and it was all floppy, so we'll be replacing that. But first thing first, the hood is popped on this thing because it still has the terrible 151R battery that doesn't hold the charge. So we're gonna do service position right there. Love that. I'm gonna pop this one out, throw in the charger. It looks like it's about 4 years old, 3.5 years old. I don't know. I can't math. Pop this one out, throw it on the charger, see if it holds a charge. If it doesn't, we're going to have to do a 151 251R battery upgrade. But yeah, let's get this up on the lift, get that off, get this thing going. All right, now that this thing's up in the air, the first thing I want to do is get rid of these ugly things. They are actually not in bad shape. They're just a little hazy. They're the OEM Honda brand in silver. We're going to be changing them out for black depot units since I got to remove the shields. I don't want to use OEM ones. And they still fit great. I've had really good luck with the depot stuff. I'm going to take this bumper off and in the meantime see if I can fix the little bit of misalignment on the bumper here. And then we're also going to take the wheels off and start doing coilover stuff. I do have, when I did the last set of headlights, I kept one of these, which is the little ceramic clear coating. So I'm going to do these on the new ones and let that dry while we do all of this stuff. Man, this thing is ridiculously cleaned. It is an Arizona car, and it shows compared to the Chicago stuff I'm used to. The bottom of this here is impeccable. Let me show you through here. Look at that. Oh, this is clean. Not a bit of surface rust on it. Oh, the metal, super nice. Even the hardware has all been super clean. All of you West Coast boys, you probably are used to this and are, you know, yelling at the screen right now going, yeah, so what? We're not used to that where we get salt. Like, cars get gross. This is nice. It's a nice change of pace for what I'm used to. But not only that, look at that. It still has the little plastic cover over the hood latch, the proper little seal here on the condenser. It's got the over the battery tray. I've never seen one of these on a fit. Still has this little guy here that I had to remove to get the headlight out. Like, beautiful example of a fit, and I'm really happy to have gotten it from Nick and to be ruining it, because that's what I will be doing in very short order. So let's go throw some new headlights in this thing. All right, so we've got our brand new Deepos still in the wrapping so they don't get scratched up. And then we've got our RM projector bulbs ready to go in. So I'm gonna get these on real quick, and what other little bulbs they need. And then through video editing magic, we'll have them on the car. And just like that, we got some black housing headlights on the car. Let's do the satisfying part. Yeah, that's what I like. I love the contrast of these black housing headlights on the silver. The Road Manners bulbs are in there looking beautiful. Can't wait to get those aimed and drive with those at night. And before I put bumper back on, you'll see that the stuff that holds the bottom of the bumper and the bottom of the headlight is not quite on yet. I'm going to hit these with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, get any kind of residue off of them real quick, and then we'll hit them with the ceramic and let them cure overnight. Alright, we've got a little bit of ceramic on each headlight. After wiping it with some isopropyl alcohol, I wiped off any ceramic that might have gotten on the fender since I didn't tape them off. And now we let them sit overnight. So I'll see you in the morning.
The next day.
Welcome back. It's the next day. The headlights are looking great now. They've got the ceramic coating nice and cured on there. And you'll notice that I had some help overnight. I guess the mechanical work fairs came in and got the headlights nicely mounted up for me, so that's super cool. I guess next up is putting on a bumper. So let's do that. All right, bumper's on, headlights are on. It all looks great. The fitment on these is pretty good. They are CAPA certified, which is supposed to be a little bit better than your usual aftermarket stuff. It's still a little bit off from OEM, just like in this corner and stuff, but I think I'll be able to lift the bumper up, tweak it a little bit, make it look a little bit better to make it look as close to OEM as possible. Now, I will have these silver OEM ones up for sale, so if you're interested, hit me up, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Don't know what I'm going to ask for them yet. I'm probably going to clean them up and try to get like 150 bucks out of them or whatever. These are 300 bucks for a pair. So I think 150 bucks for a pair of OEM is a pretty damn good deal. The lenses are in good shape. I'm just going to buff them up to make them look a little less cloudy. Other than that, they're in great shape. All the tabs work. All that is as it should be. But now we're going to get into what I'm really excited about. Coilovers. So let me get this cleaned up a little bit, and then we'll open up this box. All right, this is the part I'm really excited for, is to open up this big ass box from S3. I have been wanting some fancier coilovers on a Fit for a while. I've ridden in a couple of cars that have had them. I've really enjoyed them. I think suspension is one of the most important parts of really any build, but especially on a Fit. They, you know, they're Econo cars. The stock suspension leaves a lot to be desired. And if you put crappy suspension on the car, the chassis really shows it to you. And if you put nice suspension on the car, the chassis will really reward you. So, the reason I picked S3 was for the price point. They seemed like a really good deal. I think I paid like 1,400 bucks for these. They are digressive valved, which is something I wanted. I've never had a set of digressive coilovers as far as I can remember. I'm trying to think, maybe on a S14 a while ago. Not entirely sure. But I wanted something diversified compared to what I have on the black car currently. I wanted something that was a US-based company, which they are. I wanted something that had Swift springs, which they do standard, and they also allow you to pick rates. I did go with off-the-shelf 8K, 6K rear, just because I very much like that setup on the black car currently, and I think it's a great sweet spot for street track driving. This will not be a 100% track build. I never intend to do those. It's not necessarily my scene. As much as I do enjoy track driving, building a balls-out race car, not really my thing. I have done that sort of kind of with my green car, and I just don't use it. It's just so annoying to drive on the street that I just never find myself wanting to drive it, and instead take the more comfortable car that's got a sound system, that's still fun, and offers 95% of that experience on the street, and is still super capable on track. That's more my flavor. So, yeah, enough yapping. Let's get these open. All right, let's rip this thing open. It's got some good staples holding it securely. We are going to, yeah, I think we're going to do this guy, and then we'll flip it this way. This thing is heavy, 45 pounds. I don't lift, bro. Get this flap out from underneath. Very anticlimactic, huh? All right. It's a box in a box. Good packaging, though. Cut this one open. Sorry if you can't see it down here. I'll show it to you up there in a second. Did I open it right side up? I think so. Ooh-wee. These look pretty. Okay, this is a front. And you are seeing these as I'm seeing these. I haven't opened the box even though I've really wanted to, just to get you on cam. Woo, these are pretty. Okay, this is labeled front left. We've got a pretty good length Swift spring here. Top hat, remember when you do coilovers on a fit, you do have to transfer over your bearings. It's got locking collars. The machining and the powder coat all look really nice. Something I do like about coilovers also is they come with a slotted lower, so you can get more negative camber. I'm going to measure just a rough measurement of what the front is and see if I need to get top hats for this car. Something I don't love about street driving the black car is how twitchy it can be. I think a lot of that has to do with the added caster on the car due to the top hats that I have, and I also would like to not cut the strut towers on this car if I can help it. But yeah, the only thing that I have against these is the mount for the sway bar link is not adjustable. So I'll probably need to run, for as low as I want the car, adjustable end links, which I'm not super hyped on. Those do tend to break more than standard end links, and they're also harder to get. The case ports have adjustable end link mounting points. They're another threaded piece that you can adjust up and down, which I think is a cool detail. But a lot of companies are this way. They're, you know, it's no fault of theirs. It's how the things are, and you know, for what I paid for them, not too bad. Nice little plate frame. Put that off to the side. We've got what looks like instructions, 2 wrenches to adjust them, knobs for the tops. Put that off to the side, and I want to take a look at the rears. That is another front. Okay, cool. These are the rears. And remember, the fit is a divorced setup. So what that means is you've got a shock. This is actually, like, the build quality on these is really nice. I really like this. It's got a nice beefy boot. They look to be completely serviceable. Has a nice bump stop. Pretty cool. I like these. Something I hate about coilovers on a fit also, they never come with the washers for the top, or not the washers, the bushings for the top, and you can't get them. You have to buy a whole shock assembly, because if you buy a replacement shock from like KYB or whatever, it comes with it. It's not a separate piece. I don't know why they cheap out and don't do that. I think, don't quote me on this. I have some. I could try. The EG-EK DC2, so basically like all the 90s Civic and Integra strut bushings are compatible, but it is something we can test. I do have spare sets because I hoard way too many parts. Something I am hyped about. Let me open this up real quick. Oh, this is cool. They do come with the isolator for the bottom. No need to reuse your OEM one. And they do have also both sides of the spring. You have one on the lower and one at the top. So there should be no weird noise, springy, bindy sounds, which I do get on the black card just because I'm running an oversized spring in the front. The case ports came stock or, you know, like off the shelf with a 6K front. I upped that to an 8K, which is what the setup is. And instead of getting like a 63 millimeter spring, I got a 65 millimeter spring because that was a lot easier to find. And every once in a while when I'm like turning full lock and coming out of driveways and stuff, it'll do the little ping sound of the spring settling. That's what these are for. So that's cool. That's a nice little attention to detail. And then something else that I really like about these is that the rear spring is linear. So it is the same height or the same diameter the whole way. The ones on the case ports are like a, I forget the terminology of it, but they like come out and then come back in, and the sizes are different. So trying to get a replacement spring for the rear of those kind of sucks. This is cool because if I ever want to replace the rear springs for a different spring rate, I can do so pretty easily. So that is very cool. So yeah, let's throw these on the cart. I got the rear all torn apart. You'll see I'm missing the shock here. The rear beam bushing is kind of half in, half out. I've been taking some measurements, doing some planning for some upgraded rear beam bushings that I want to try to bring to market. It's going to be a modified version of bushings that are on the market, but with everything already done, so you can just go ahead and pop them in. This is proving to be a little bit more difficult than I thought, so what I'm going to do for now is just put this back together, finish the coilover installation, which are on top of my new seats right here, and get everything knocked out for coilovers, so everything's locked in, car's at ride height, all that good stuff. And then we will do this later. I've got a machine shop that I'm working with that is working on some stuff, and when that's done, it's pretty easy to just take the shock out and this one bolt and get everything out of the way. The car's not going to be going on for alignment really anytime soon until I'm done with a handful of different things I want to do, including the transmission and installing the LSD right here. So yeah, let's get some suspension on and then we'll go from there. before we can get this on the ground, we got to put wheels on it, right? And if you thought I was going to put the same old bronze things that were on the black car on this car, wrong. Really excited about these. Let me show you what I got. That's right. We got Advance and Volk wheels on this car. If you see my other builds, you know I'm a little bit of a fanboy when it comes to JDM wheels. And for whatever reason, I just love a good mismatch, especially on these cars, because they need a ton of meat up front to fit properly without a ton of spacers. And the rears can't really fit as much. You can if you're trying to be like super crazy stance boy, whatever. But fitting anything that's like even not, you know, like a pretty conservative rear offset on an 8 wide wheel on these cars is just not super capable of happening unless you're running a ton of camber or you're at a pretty 4x4 ride height, neither of which I want to do. So we're going to be running a 15x7 plus 35 in the rear, and we've got a crazy aggressive 15x8 plus 20 in the front. So I'm really excited to put these on. Let's put them on the car, see how they look. I'm excited about this. Can we just talk for a second just how freaking good the front is? Like, damn, no spacer, nothing. Look at the fitment on this. It's ridiculous. Like, tire could not be more perfectly flush. Ooh, I outdid myself on this one. And the look is a little aggressive for the whole stock body, kind of plain Jane looking lunchbox fit. Don't you fret. We got some crazy stuff coming. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I know a lot of you were like, I don't know about the black car when I first started doing some stuff with that, but the final product, all right, this is going to be even better. So I still have to make a couple little small adjustments, get everything locked into place, but that will be in the upcoming video where I go into depth on how to adjust, install and adjust suspension on these cars. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to get all that knocked out. And then, yeah, we'll move on to the next thing. Damn, this is a great start to this project. This definitely motivates me to start getting all little maintenance stuff and the drivability stuff sorted on this thing. It's still making that super weird noise. I gotta figure out what I'm doing for a clutch on this. I might end up with the same setup that I've got in this car, or maybe take it out of this car and put something less aggressive on this car, since that's not ending with the turbo and that is. Haven't figured it out yet. But man, the stance on this thing did a ton in this wheel and tire combo. The 6-spoke, 5-spoke split with the TE and RC2s. Love that. So I'm super hyped on that. Also threw the one Ganador on here for now, just to get a look of how the thing's going to look overall. And I think that with the black headlights, it really brings the car together. I also started working on a little side project of mine. You'll notice this little gap right here, and how the wing is just a little bit higher up in the back. I'm making little shims that go under these bolts right here that bring the back of the wing up a little bit. And I'm also going to do a little gurney flap on this edge, which I think is going to look really good. Don't kill me in the comments, because my lug nuts are super ghetto. I've got some cool little units for that coming in, but they're coming from overseas, so they're going to be here a little bit. We got money, but we don't have overnight parts from Japan money, so it's going to be a couple weeks before those are in. And yeah, it's absolutely freezing out here, but this thing is damn hot. Love how it's turning out. I think I'm going to lower the back just, actually, I think I'm going to raise the front just a hair, because it's got a little bit of rake on it. And then I'll be able to take a little bit of camber out of the front, and that should bring the fitment to be about the same, but have some more usability, which is what I'm going after for this car. And yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff to do still. I've got those RSX seats that I'm super excited to put in this thing. I hate stock fit seats. I've got a crazy audio setup planned for this thing, and yeah, more content coming soon. We'll have a video on the Coilover installation, details on that coming soon. I'm still working on getting those rear beam bushings done. I've got a bunch of other little side projects that I've been working on really hard at the beginning of this year, which is why you haven't really heard much from me in the last month or so. But that'll do it for this one. If you want to stay updated on everything I'm doing with this build and parts that I'm taking out and all of that, follow me on the socials. Give this video a like. Let me know what you guys are excited for, because this thing's gonna be sick. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.